Oh no, I'm in bed long. Like I'm not far from bedtime now. Bedtime's coming up.
All right. All right, real quick show of hands. Real quick show of hands. Who ate really, really well and really healthy during the Christmas holiday? Who ate really clean and really healthy during the Christmas holiday? What's that? No bad things. Like, all right, better question. Who changed nothing about the way they eat over the Christmas holiday? So you just ate like normal?
Yeah.
Anybody else eat like normal?
I don't eat
Normal? What's normal for you, Dave? No, you were no sugar? I'm proud of you. All right, so here, I am not here to judge anybody's diet because I'm going to confess to you, I ate like a trash bag for 3 days, 24th, 25th, and 26th. I gave myself, I'm going to get there. I'm going to give you all honesty because again, I talk to you guys a lot about nutrition being the base of your training here and that like, I don't want you to be the weirdo at the birthday party not having a slice of birthday cake. You guys should eat birthday cake at a birthday party. That's very normal. Dave, I'm sorry no one wants to invite you to the birthday party because you don't want any cake. But of course, you also shouldn't feel weird about it if you don't want a slice of cake because you don't like fucking cake. It's not a big deal. The point being is I'm not judging anybody's diet here, but what I am trying to get at here is that the holidays can be a trigger for a pattern of bad eating that extends through the new year, and then, Valentine's Day is almost here, and it's a chocolate then, and then, almost Mother's Day after that. Next thing I know, it's the 4th of July barbecue. Yeah, and it just bang, 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 and it's pretty obvious. What's the number one thing being pushed at the grocery store around all holidays? Sugar. Look at the seasonal aisle at the grocery store. What is the only ingredient in all those foods in that aisle? Sugar. And that's because they know it fucking sells. Everybody loves them some sugar. Me included. Now the point being here is I want you guys to start realizing that when you start eating sugar, you are no longer eating in a way that is to satisfy your homeostasis, your ability to exist. Sugar is an empty source of calories. There is no nutritional value in sugar. However, sugar works in the brain the same way that opiates, cocaine, and alcohol work. It scratches that nice part back here that feels real good when you have it, and then you instantly feel pretty terrible afterwards. Whether that's the actual physical feeling of being sick after eating too much sugar, drinking too much alcohol, or the fact that you're withdrawing from it and you want more of it. So the point behind this talk today, and we've talked about this before, is the difference between hedonic, which is pleasure-seeking eating, and homeostatic, which is eating to survive. In the 100 Words of Fitness on that poster up here, up in the corner there, eat to support exercise or eat to support activity level, but not body fat. We get around the holidays, we start to have a little bit more lenience, and that's sometimes just because you let yourself go because it's the holidays, or sometimes it's because the holidays are really freaking stressful. You're traveling, you're seeing family sometimes brings up stress. All of these things can kind of kick you down this pathway of making yourself feel nice and good with Mr. Chocolate Bar. It's a real thing. So what I want to do today is kind of talk about the differences in how these two kind of hungers manifest, so you can hopefully recognize that pattern in yourself. So the next time you feel about, am I eating to make myself feel good, or am I eating because my body needs fuel? Because I want you guys to think about your food as fuel for your body and nothing else. It's not there to make you feel good. And if it is, that's an abusive relationship with food. Because that's never going to make you feel good in the long run. It's going to end up pushing you further away from the things that you actually care about, the things you come here for, and actually helping you. So some of the characteristic traits of eating for pleasure or emotion versus eating for hunger. When you're eating for emotion, it comes on all of a sudden. When you're actually hungry, it slowly builds. You gradually get a little bit hungry and a little bit hungrier and a little bit hungrier. But when someone brings in chocolate chip cookies at Christmas, wow, all of a sudden you got hungry. Isn't that weird how that works? So that's one of the first traits. Second thing is, once you see that food item that is your thing, you can't stop thinking about it. That's why it's a terrible idea to go to the grocery store when you're hungry or stressed. You're going to immediately seek out the thing that you know is least good for you because it tickles that part of your brain that makes you feel good. Whereas physical hunger, you can kind of put it off a little bit longer. until eventually it gets so, grumbly in your stomach that you actually have to go eat and you get physical pain from it. But it comes and it builds really slow. It's usually for a very specific food, texture, or taste. Some of us it's chocolate, some of it's sour, some of it's potato chips. All of us have that one thing that we really like that's probably not that good for us, and it's because we can think about it and we can actually imagine it. Danny Bradbury is one who was like Cheez-Its. I knew exactly what he was talking about the second he said it. That paste that makes in your mouth when you eat Cheez-Its. Fuck, that's amazing. I love that shit. I put fucking Cheez-Its in my tomato soup until it's no longer soup. It's a paste. But I knew exactly what he was talking about the second he said Cheez-Its. I'm like, fuck, me too. Right? And that goes for chocolate or any other kind of sweet thing that you might like. But when you're hungry, a lot of things look good. There isn't like that one single thing. A lot of different foods look good. And you're like, yeah, that steak looks good. Those eggs look good. When you emotionally eat, you just keep eating. It doesn't fill you up. First-hand experience, I had a couple cookies at Christmas, then a couple more, and then some chocolate, and some more cookies, and some more chocolate. It was a bottomless pit. Never felt full. But when I eat for normally, I don't eat a ribeye steak and go, man, I could go for 3 or 4 more ribeye steaks. It fills you up. Now, this is probably the biggest one that I think everyone should pay attention to. When you eat for emotion, there's usually feelings that come with it afterwards. Regret, shame, feel like you don't have any power over yourself, the food's got control of you. Whereas when you eat for health, you're not like, man, I'm really sad I ate that broccoli.
That's not true.
Are you like that lady who sniffs the chocolate and eats the broccoli? You guys seen that? The person has a bar of chocolate and they eat broccoli right after. They try to trick themselves and think they're eating broccoli that smells like chocolate. It's fucking wild. And again, probably the most important thing here is that when you have an emotional eating thing, it gets stuck in your head. You're like, I just really want said food, X, whatever it is for you. Whereas that's kind of stuck in your head. The desire to eat something is up here, whereas when it's for hunger, it's here. Right? When you're hungry, you feel that in your stomach. You don't feel it in your head. And maybe you can say you get a little woozy or feel a little dizzy because you haven't eaten anything. But a lot of times when you're hunger for emotion, it's to satisfy something up here, nothing down here. And again, these aren't an exhaustive list by any means, but they're a really good reference point to ask yourself the next time you get caught in a rut between, Christmas and New Year or Thanksgiving and Christmas, or anytime you start getting a negative eating pattern, ask yourself these questions. Are these hunger pains coming because I'm trying to fill up something emotional that I haven't worked through, or it's because I'm actually hungry? And a lot of times, if you just take a minute to think about what you're eating and why you're eating it, that's enough to nudge you to go, yes, no, I am in fact eating because I am hungry and I need food of nourishment, or no, I'm just really stressed at X, Y, and Z, and that's why I'm eating. Do you guys have any questions? That makes sense? Again, I think it's just a time, even me, we hosted Christmas. Hosting is stressful. It's probably why I had 15 cookies, maybe 20, I don't know, I had a lot. But put it this way, I'm not gonna eat like that. In the last 4 or 5 days, I've been really stressful because I've been trying to kick that. So I've been stuffing fruit in my face and stuffing pumpkin seeds in my face like it's going out of style. Because that's the only thing I have found personally that helps knock me out of having wanting to have sweets, is having some fruit and having some nuts or seeds. Yes, Larry?
Are there certain triggers that will help you transition back to healthy eating, or triggers that get you into this rut that you know?
I mean, a lot of it's just emotional issues. Like some people, for example, reach for chocolate because when you were young, your mom made you feel better by making you chocolate chip cookies. And you equated the chocolate chip cookies with mom loving you. So you're like, oh, I'm hungry. Where's the Chips Ahoy? Because I can't call mom right now to make me cookies. I mean, it could be anything. A lot of things go back to just experience you had in your real life. And a lot of times we put Band-Aids on feelings with food. I mean, whose mom doesn't make them food, make them feel better? Anybody in here is like, my mom's never made me anything to eat ever? Make me feel better? No, right? Everybody's been like, yeah, my mom made me X, Y, and Z to make me feel better. That's that right there. And as far as kicking yourself out of it, Larry, honestly, I found myself doing this when I was trying to kick my sugar habit, because you guys don't know this, but I put down the sugar from about my birthday until Christmas, which means I didn't eat anything with added sugar. I mean, outside of maybe my protein powder, everything else is just Fruits and vegetables exactly like the poster over there. So when I found myself craving these things at night, what I would do is I'd eat a piece of fruit and I'd wait. And wait. And if I was still hungry, I'd eat another piece of fruit, or I'd grab the seeds. And I quickly found that if I was actually hungry, I'd keep eating those things and not crave something else. But if I ate the fruit and then wanted something else and it wasn't the fruit, I knew right there, it's not the food. It's not the food item that I'm trying to, it's not the homeostatic problem I have here. I don't have hunger that's trying to keep me alive. I have hunger that makes me feel good. And that's the sugar, which I'm going to try to avoid, because I definitely have a negative relationship with it. I can't control myself, so I just rather not have it.
Okay, another one. Is it a cultural thing that we're at, you got to eat 3 meals a day. If you're not hungry at lunch, why don't you eat anyway? And those are things that I often talk to kids about that day.
So personally, I believe that if you don't eat 3 meals a day, again, it don't have to be full sit down with your family kind of meals, that you're more likely to snack on things, and those snacking things usually are usually items that are attached to emotion. You're stressed now because your boss just piled things on your plate, and you skipped lunch, and the next thing you know, you didn't eat lunch. So, well, fuck, I'm stressed about not having lunch or not having time for lunch. Let me go get something quick from the grocery store. Oh, look at that. They have the pre-made snack donuts and whatever, soda, and it's easy to grab real quick, and I'm out. Or the hot bar, right? You walk into Hannaford, you walk in and you smell bread and you see the hot bar. That's there on purpose. That's in that location for a very specific reason. Anything else? Again, I guess all this boils down to is just be mindful when you're eating. Are you eating because you're actually hungry and you need the fuel to support your life? Or are you stressed or frustrated or dealing with something and you're trying to use food as a comfort to make you feel not that way anymore? And a lot of times, if you think about it closely enough, you can realize that you're not actually hungry for food because you need nourishment, but because you're stressed and it makes you feel good. Cool. Thanks for coming in, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out.
Hey, sure.
Thanks, Kate.